Winter is in full swing here in UAE, so I built this camping kitchen to make the best out of it. Stick around if you want to see how I did it.
I started off by taking measurements of the back of my car. I then laid out all the things I wanted to include in the kitchen and measured them. With all the information gathered, I jumped into Fusion 360 and started my design. Happy with my design, I was ready to build. I took 12 mm waterproof MDF sheet and using my track saw, I cut it into smaller pieces. With easier to manage pieces, I moved on to table saw to finish the job. I made sure to mark everything as I went, so it would be easy to keep a track of.
With all pieces cut, it's time to drill some pocket holes. And that's gonna take a while. That can only mean one thing. After 300,000 holes, I'm ready to assemble the thing.
I assembled everything using glue and screws. If you used pocket holes before, you know they tend to move out of alignment very easily. So I used the nail gun to prevent it from happening. I cut up rubber mat for surface protection and foam for drawer inserts. I used construction adhesive to double up the foam thickness, which I later found out wasn't the best solution, but it worked well enough for me to keep it. Since the foam was stored in a row, I needed to flatten out the pieces, so I turned them into sandwiches and left them overnight. Thankfully, this method worked like a charm. With foam inserts ready to work with, I divided all the things into drawers and started to mark their spots. As I don't have CNC machine nor laser cutter, I use my drill and jigsaw to finish the task. Luckily, the holes or bits I had were the perfect size. Then it was time for sanding and painting. I used shellac-based primer and 2 layers of undercoat paint. Next, it was time to install sliders and fronts of the drawers. I used a jigsaw to cut out the placeholder for the sink, which would have been much easier if I remembered to do it before installing the front part. I then covered all the screw holes, gave the whole thing another round of sanding, and painted it black. The next day, I installed rubber mats and the foam cutouts and placed all the things in their spots. I attached water tank in its position using nylon stripe. To the cooker drawer, I attached top lifting hinges to create additional surface and extra protection when in transit. On the flip side, I attached a small piece of NDF that will work as a base to attach the chopping board. With everything in place, it was time to load the whole thing in the car. As I was alone at home at that time, the process of doing so was a little bit, well, let's just call it clumsy and leave it at that. I use spring-loaded handles and 3D printed stoppers to keep drawers from sliding out, since only cooker drawer had sliders with lock already inside. And with that, the build was done. Now it was only a matter of packing up the car to try it out in the wild.